Episode 4 Creation Tools. Welcome back. This is the fourth episode in Compensation Behind the Scenes, a series where we go in depth on the internal workings of our multiplayer social game Compensation and talk about some related computer science along the way. Today we're going to be discussing the powerful suite of compensation creation tools. This was the original reason for Compensation's existence, so it's had a significant amount of time, effort, and research invested into it. Without further ado, let's begin. Disclaimer. Everything we discuss here has not yet been released as of the time of writing, and therefore is 100% subject to change. With that out of the way, let's continue. Creation tools are the section of compensation features that allow you to create experiences for other players to enjoy. At the time of this writing, they don't release for a little under a month. However, we feel it's safe to discuss them at this point, seeing as they've been announced. Let's quickly address what creation tools aren't. Creation tools are not a perfect replica of the Unity editor, nor a modeling suite on par with something like Blender. Compensation also doesn't aim to provide high-quality sound design or graphic design capability, although that may change in the future. A creation object is the simplest possible object you can create in Compensation. There are many prefab creation objects, but at its core, a creation object is just a position, rotation, and scale. From there, it may have other components applied to it, like a mesh renderer, collider, or a light, but it's still a creation object. A mesh is a simple representation of an object in 3D space. The simplest component of a mesh is called a vertex, which is itself just a position. From there, vertices are connected via edges. You can't directly interact with edges in Compensation, but it's important to know they exist. The largest component of a mesh is called a face, which is composed of 3 or more vertices and their respective edges. Faces are usually either triangles or quads. Addendum: mesh imports. Mesh imports are a sophisticated part of the compensation creation tools. The only format currently available for import is called Wavefront OBJ, an extremely common format in 3D modeling. You can export it from a 3D modeling program like Blender or Maya, and it will be approximately the same in-game as out-of-game. Materials are a way of describing the appearance of a certain face on a mesh. They consist of a shader, a texture descriptor, more on those later, and a tint color. All materials support the RGB channels of color, but only materials using the transparent shader support the alpha channel. Texture descriptors are our way of decoupling the raw Unity texture from what you actually apply to a material. This gives us the ability to support both textures built into the game, as well as those uploaded to our servers, giving you significantly more control over how things look in your rooms. Addendum: texture imports. Compensation allows users to upload custom textures directly from in-game. This feature is similar to the default method of uploading photos, however, they will not appear on the social site or in other feeds. We're currently working on quite a lot for the upcoming compensation update, so we've decided to share a bit more. Please note, not all of these features are guaranteed to ship with the January 1st update, but we're doing our best. We haven't yet implemented our scripting system L2SL, but we do want to look into allowing for basic custom background music. This is very nearly guaranteed, but we need to finish the configure menu first. We'd like to support point, directional, and spotlights with full support for RGB color, custom range, and custom intensity. This is less likely than the other two, but still a possibility. Custom post-processing would massively benefit some rooms, such as those set on other planets or even other dimensions. We'd love to see what you can do with this, it's just a matter of implementation. Overall, this is only a surface-level look into the intricacies of the compensation creation tools. However, we may do another series specifically on the creation tools later, so we figured this was in-depth enough for now. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for episode 5, where we'll go into multi-threading. Thanks for watching.